I just stuck a bull. This bull has been sounding gnarly, nasty. On my right, there's two bulls fighting. I can see them going, their bodies moving back and forth between the trees. And then all of a sudden I hear this. There's another bull right there. Walking through his aspens.
I shot him. Did you hear that?
No. Oh. We both just shot the same bull.
I shot him first.
He shot him first. Oh my gosh. What a heck of a pursuit, dude. All freaking day.
When your buddy calls you, says you got a buck down. And what does he got? A buck down.
Look what I found.
What a sweet coos, man. Opening day, heck yeah. Way to go, Steve.
Arizona Archery Club is a premier partner with Bowhunting AZ. When it comes to attention to detail and a fiery passion, Arizona Archery Club brings it all to the table. With all the latest bows and archery equipment, you can demo every single model in person free of charge in their multiple demo rooms. Walk through the process with an experienced bow tech and see which bow is right for you without the sales pressure. Their indoor archery range offers air-conditioned lanes where you can shoot out to 40 yards. Take this awesome opportunity to hone in your accuracy and technique. When you visit, be sure to mention that you're a listener to the Bowhunting AZ podcast. Let's all support local. National Automotive Repair is a locally owned and operated auto repair shop in the heart of Phoenix, Arizona. Jake McLaughlin and his team operate their business with a foundation of honesty, quality, and integrity. From routine oil changes to larger mechanical repairs, National Automotive can solve your issues and have you back in operation. The shop is located right off of I-17 and Thunderbird off Sweetwater Avenue, or call Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 5:30 at 602-978-3278. Real estate agents, are you looking to make your listing stand out? Arizona Listing Media has been transforming real estate listings since 2013 with their 5-star Google-rated services. Arizona Listing Media offers stunning photography, captivating drone footage, immersive 3D tours, and engaging video reels to showcase your properties at their very best. Are you ready to elevate your marketing game? Visit ArizonaListingMedia.com and book your session today. Let's make your next listing unforgettable.
What's up?
Huh.
Yeah, what's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Bowhunting AZ.
Still kind of in shock.
Bowhunting AZ podcast. Oh, hey, can I get a little bit of
That
that?
was a little more than I wanted.
What you pouring there, buddy?
Something that I...
Oh, don't get it on the soundboard. Oh, yeah, that's good. That's good. Oh, yeah, thank you. And hey, timely,
Oh, dang. Okay.
ironic,
Yeah.
Elk
that's
glass.
cool.
Here you go. Cheers, bud.
Cheers.
Yeah, man. What you pour there?
A little bourbon.
Ooh. What kind of bourbon?
A little Weller.
Weller Foolproof?
Foolproof.
Store pick?
Store pick.
Let's go.
Anything else?
It's in a cool elk glass. If you guys are into whiskey or just want really cool rocks glasses, look up Black Lantern Co. You can find them on Amazon. I've got a couple different ones. This one is it's like two pictures in one. It's a silhouette of an elk with pine trees and mountains, kind of two in one. I have another one that's got like pine forest and a white-tailed buck and a coyote. He has one that's a bear. It's really cool.
That'd be cool.
And it's kind of the same thing, like a silhouette of a bear with pine forest and stuff. It's pretty dope. They're cool rocks glasses.
Yeah.
This episode, go ahead. Okay, you want Go for it.
Can I do it?
Get it.
All right.
Put me in, coach.
Put me in, coach. Tell me in. All right. And we're back here for another awesome episode. Are you ready? Are you ready? Here we gonna go. It's gonna come down. And the episode is called Elk Rut Reloaded. All right. No, but seriously, this episode is something that we are super excited about because we ended up getting elk tags this year again. And we are dubbing this. Yeah. We are dubbing this the Elk Rut Reloaded. Yeah. And the three amigos returning to September's Bugling Bulls. Mm-hmm. And we say this as the three amigos because if you've been following us, you should know by now that obviously it's me, Jake, and then Steven. In 2019, we ended up getting elk tags, early rut tags for the bull. Yeah. And we ended up harvesting Steven's bull on the very last day of our hunt on day, was that day 10?
10. On
day 10. And shot this bull very quintessential moment, coming in, bugling, rutting, see the steam coming out, all that. But we ended up shooting it, and all of a sudden we hear, "Hey, your bull's over here!" And ever since that moment, we met a friend. We met a good friend, mm-hmm. Locke.
Yep.
And I think I said it right.
Yeah.
If I didn't, he'll probably probably let me know.
Yep.
But he ended up becoming one of our great friends, and he ended up helping us gut, skin, quarter, packet, everything. And truly, for somebody that gave up their day of hunting to go spend it with somebody you've never met before, mm-hmm. Just spoke something to us of just the quality of a person he is, to be able to do that and to give up your day of hunting just for somebody you never even met before in your life. So that is what kind of sparked our friendship. Yep. And why we are calling this the Three Amigos, because now the three of us all put in for the same tag under one tag, mm-hmm. And got drawn again
as a group.
So we're going back in the saddle.
I'm going back, dude. Not Cali, but
yeah, that's what you're going with.
Back, dude.
I was going like, I'm back in the saddle again.
Oh, okay, all right.
I'm back. That works. That's what I was going with. But you're going back to elk camp.
There you go. Hey, I like it. It's gonna be a round of applause for my guy Jake. Spitting ill bars.
Ill. Oh man.
Yes, sir.
So you guys are in for a treat, man. We got this. It's gonna be a 2-part episode. We're gonna go over some killer deets. What you can expect, kind of on an elk hunt, the history behind us, and just join us along for the adventure, man. Steven.
What's up?
So, as far as this hunt comes, this is kind of like the cream of the crop for Arizona, right?
Pretty much.
For us, in our minds, rut hunting, elk, September, archery.
Screaming bulls.
Let's
Let's go.
So what's the focus that you've got going on into this? Obviously we've got 3 tags to fill.
Yep.
What are we kind of expecting for prep? Any kind of strategies that we're thinking might work now that we've been successful, all 3 of us. Low caught one. I got mine first. Steven got his bull last day. So all 3 of us we're going into this kind of on a high, right?
Yeah.
But is there any sort of a strategy now that we've been in this situation? We've helped Jimmy out on another hunt.
Yep.
Kind of a little off season, but we've helped your dad with his late bull season hunt. So any kind of a certain strategy or prep going into this?
Yeah. Man, I feel really. So you and I scouting as much as we did, like we hammered the unit, absolutely hammered it. And I would say we pretty much exhausted all options of where to scout next and figure things out and all that stuff in 2019. Obviously it played out very well for us because we both tagged out within a 10-day period for both of us.
We had so many different options to try and go to.
Yeah.
That benefited for us.
Just on that first hunt. And then when Jimmy drew the same tag that we had and we took him out there and pretty much on command overwhelmed him with options, we were calling in bulls left and right and stuff, and we knew exactly where they were, kind of really set again into confirmation that we knew what we were doing in this specific area.
Yeah, some sort of a playbook, right?
Yeah. Yep.
We're kind of not tooting our own horns, but we got the Bill Belichick playbook going, right?
Yeah, I know. I want to be careful about how, I don't want to be cocky about it, because then that's usually when humility is coming down the pipeline for you. So it's like,
kick you right in the nuts. Yeah.
I just want to be like, okay, yeah, I have an idea of where they're probably at. We're going to go to these spots that are tried and true for us. And I do say we have a pretty good plan A, plan B, and plan C. I would say plan A is probably where Jimmy's recently happened.
Right.
Probably start in that area.
Yep.
Plan B will probably be where we've always kind of gone for ours.
Okay.
Plan C would probably now be go to where my dad and I got his bull.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. Just as a very, well, not having much luck over here. Let's try over here and see what happens. So yeah, in the back of my mind, that's kind of what's going on. But I definitely feel very confident. Out of 3 tags, and as avid hunters as the 3 of us are, I would be absolutely shocked if one of us didn't go home with a bull.
Oh yeah,
at least one of us. So I think we can. I think we can all 3 get it done. We're all self-employed, right? I know Locke probably has a little more commitment to his business than maybe we do. You and I can probably step away a little more easily.
Yeah, I could step away. I've got some people in place that could try and help out.
I plan on trying to make the full 2 weeks if possible.
That's my goal. I kind of even just set that out there. Says I'm at least taking this whole week off, and if I go into the next week, I'm going into the next week.
Yep.
It is what it is at that point. But
because now coming into it, we kind of realize how long it takes us to get this tag, and so we kind of have that in the.
I kind of do that already, but you got you got a little freaking lottery ticket there.
Yeah, I'm the guy that drew it on 1 bonus point. So that was in 2019, and now here I am, getting it again. But it took some time to get it back again. So I definitely am going into it with gratitude, realizing that it takes a handful of years before you come and get to come hunt this again. So I definitely plan on
get to go hunt with the Amigos.
Yeah, the Tres Amigos.
Hi. Oh man, but I mean, I don't know. In my mind, I do want to get out there.
I do want to scout. That's the one thing is we've just be honest, we've done 0 scouting, and I could honestly go into it still confident without scouting because we do generally know where they're at.
We do, but I mean, there's there's always that mindset of every year is different. They could always move, but
there's anomalies. Yeah.
For 4 years ago when we had our hunt, and then we go back in there last year, and there's still bulls and bigger bulls back in there now.
Yeah.
So I mean, I think we do have somewhat of a game plan, but you can never have too many.
Right.
One play might not work. You might have to play another. You have to run another play.
And so it's going to be a little bit different too, because I guess kind of sort of. You and I had a kind of I think we had an agreement the first time when we went into it, like he who spots it kills it, right?
Yeah,
that's kind of always been our deal.
I think we kind of did that, and then we also had like a little bit of I think we started with a coin flip.
Yep. Who's shooting today? Or
who's
whatever?
going? Well, who's starting the hunt, and then it flip flopped the next day.
That's right. That's right. We did a coin flip for the first day, and then every other day was the shooter.
Right.
Now we've got 3 tags. And we've got 3 very knowledgeable hunters,
Right.
very confident hunters.
So-
So now there's some competitiveness too.
There's definitely
obviously
some,
we're still best buds at the end of the day, but there's like, oh no, I'm gonna get mine before yours. Like, let's go. Come on, who wants to do it first?
There's definitely a friendly competition going on in Bruin.
Yeah.
I mean, who's going to get the dink bull? Who's going to get the big bull? Who's going to get it first? Who's going to get skunked, man?
Yeah.
No, but and at that point, whoever does get first, we're going to be there to help out with whoever else,
Well, that's what, even if I kill day 2 and you're not tagged out, I'm still staying the rest of the time to hunt with you. I'm calling for you. I'm doing everything I can to get you tagged out.
Exactly. Same, vice versa.
I'm all in.
And I think that's just as fun, to be honest. Now that you have the pressure relieved, now you don't have that, oh man, I got to get this tag done. Right. Now you can sit back and, you got to help your buddy. You got to make sure he gets that tag, but now you get to kind of almost just fully soak it in. That was truly one of the fun parts of last year, but yeah, we've definitely got a little bit of a friendly battle going on. I think, what was it? We were all texting each other like, so what's the game plan? Like, I don't know, man. What are you talking about?
I was like, I don't know where I'm going. I don't know where you guys are going, but I got my spot picked out.
I was like, oh, well, me and Pops are going to be hunting together. So yeah, you guys are on your own.
That's cool, man. Well, you can go over here. This spot over here is my spot.
Yeah. I think you should go over there. There's a lot of bulls over there. Yeah, sure.
You may or may not see a side-by-side ripping through your spot. That's weird. It wasn't me. No, it's gonna be fun, and I do enjoy the competitiveness of it. I know you said you're gonna go with your old man, kind of team up with him. I don't know who I'm going with yet. I've got a lot of people that are new and want to experience a hunt, and I've been telling people, like, dude, if you want to come experience like a hunt, and especially for somebody that's new, like, I feel like taking them on a deer hunt would be kind of boring.
It does get boring.
Yeah, because you're just glassing. They're not vocal.
Yeah.
It's a lot of downtime. Whereas, like, this is the hunt to take somebody on, because it's like, let's chase, let's bugle, let's go.
It's interaction with, you get to hear the animal. A lot of times you get to end up seeing them up close and personal. Deer hunts don't always get to be that way.
Yeah.
It's you don't hear a deer bugle, right?
Right.
You might here and there might get like a grunt. You might here and there get a little bit of clashing.
Yep.
But for the most part, it's kind of
Yeah.
You're sitting up on a mountain, freezing your butt off in the wintertime, trying to look through binoculars, know? And that's truly what it is.
Yep.
Or you're busting your butt trying to get up a mountain,
Yeah.
So elk hunting is like, it's reactive, you know? You call in, you're all these things that are always in motion. Yeah. And that's the fun part about it. That and turkey hunting,
Yeah, turkey's the same thing, just a smaller version of it. Yeah.
Yeah. It's truly, I would say those two are the ones to try and get somebody hooked on hunting. Yeah.
So we'll see. I don't know. I kind of have in mind who I'd really like to see come out. Of course, it's not their tag,
right.
So they're not as invested into being there as much as you are. So I was like, hey, if you want to come up for a day or two, and
you also don't want to bring somebody that is going to hinder your performance or your hunt either.
Yeah.
You don't want somebody. You want to take somebody you're gonna teach them something.
Sure.
But you also don't want to have somebody go in there and just start knocking trees down and hitting every freaking rock on. It sounded like a herd of cattle when you're trying to make stock.
And physically capable. You want someone that's physically capable. Obviously, if they're gonna go, there's the expectation that they're a back for rent. If you get a bull down, like, hey man, you're helping me pack out. So you want to make sure that they're capable and physically able to do that. So yeah, there's some thought into it for sure. But either way, it's gonna be fun. Even if it's just me by myself,
Well, if you get one down, we're all coming up. We're gonna help pack out that day.
Yeah.
So
yeah, well. I'll carry it out on my own. I'll do the campaigns.
Throw it over
my shoulders and just
if
carry
you
it
want
out
to
on my
suffer
own.
it, go ahead. I'll let you do it all by yourself, bub.
No, I'm good.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll take the help.
Exactly. Oh man. But it's just we're looking forward to a great time. It's been 5 years since since we've all been able to do it.
Yeah.
We truly actually really didn't even get to kind of hunt with Loke. We just met him on the last day. So
Yeah, because that was actually supposed to be a half day for us when I killed my bull, and we were pretty much out of there that day.
Right.
And he killed his, I think, 2 days later.
2 days later, yeah.
Yeah, so we didn't really get to hunt with him. We just got to share in the pack out experience. So to actually hunt with him, and I know he's a sneaky mofo, man. I know he's good at stalking.
Yeah.
So I look forward to kind of seeing him do his thing too, because that's where I need to get better.
Yeah.
Is stalking. So yeah, it'll be fun. I want to learn from somebody else.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun. My thing is, we all drew tags, but I wanted to elk hunt with my dad again. You know, Well, he didn't get a tag obviously, but I want him to come along with me and experience it and share that with him as well. You know, so
Heck yeah.
a lot of doing that together is gonna be fun. You know,
Yeah.
But-
yeah.
I mean, like you just got to experience a rifle hunt for your dad with the elk with his first animal he's ever harvested.
Yeah.
I mean, first animal your dad's ever harvested.
Well,
Bull elk, right?
tag. I draw a tag. Yeah. He shot a white-tailed doe in Texas, but
That was after?
before
Or before?
Before. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Remember that was when you and me and Pops and him.
I remember that.
Yeah.
That was before that though?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. This last December was his elk hunt. Or
No,
no,
it was 2 years,
December
3 years.
before last. Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah, it was either 2 or 3 years ago.
22.
It was 22.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then 21 was his doe. So, but to be fair, I mean that the white-tailed doe was, high fence hunt over corn.
So he got to endure the suck on this.
Yes. That elk hunt, good God, that was rough. That was, the tag where you leave the day after Thanksgiving. Or actually, I think we left Thanksgiving evening. And then it starts the day after. So that Friday, because Thanksgiving's on a Thursday. And then it opens that Friday. And we hunted for 6 days. And that was the only bull we saw.
Right.
Oh, that was a rough one. He's got knee problems and stuff. And he's better now because he did PRP, which is like one under stem cells.
Yep.
And he's fine now, but I mean, he still was going through kind of some stuff with his knees. And remember, he fell a couple times and stuff. And
Yeah.
it was like, boy, I honestly, I think now for sure we'll hunt together again. But at that point in time, I was like, this might be the only hunt I get with my dad. I don't know if he can really do this,
Well, elk hunting, especially in late season,
Yeah.
it's a lot of hiking, man.
It was rough. It wasn't anything like where, we're walking through flat pine land during rut season, kind of. This is more mountainous, and you're trying to find where the bulls have retreated to and stuff. And it was rough. It was tough country for sure.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. But he checked it off.
He
did. So I mean, he's done with that. He can move on, and we can enjoy other memories now. But what do you think? Is there anything previously that in the years of hunting elk that we've had so far that you think could be advantageous or can help mold us into being successful for this upcoming hunt? Kind of like insight, or of trying to secure our harvest.
for sure, just the sheer amount of scouting that we did when we first got the tag, I think really gave us a good layout of the land of where they are and where they are not. Particularly in the rut season, because we thought we knew where they were, and then rut happened, and we're like, "Oh damn,
Right.
they're not here."
Yeah.
We had a picture of 6 bulls. This is back when trail cameras were legal,
Yeah.
back in the good old days. And we had 6 bulls side by side at this, wallow.
Pretty regular too.
Yeah.
We're all over here trying to name them, like, oh, this is going to be this one, blah, blah, blah.
Yep. And then, come the hunt, they gone. Yeah, they weren't there. And so we learned pretty quick over the course of our 10-day hunt where they were. So I think carrying that knowledge forward, I think a lot of the, even through the podcast here and just the interviews and stuff, like us being able to talk to people like Steve Chappell, Mark Carlton, Wayne Carlton's son,
Yep.
learning how to call, learning just general tactics and stuff from guys that have lived it their entire lives. Like that's pretty valuable.
Yeah.
So being able to kind of pick their brains and stack that up and carry that with us as well has been a big benefit.
I would dub down on the calls. I remember two memories that are vivid in my mind right now. And both ended up messing up a chance at success. But one, where it was the same day I ended up getting Frank the Tank, but we ended up going in and we saw that herd of elk up on that hillside, and we tried getting in closer and closer. And there was this one bull that kept running these cows back and forth up on the top of this ridge. Remember that?
Mm-hmm.
And we were probably about 90, 80 yards. And I just kind of was sitting back there waiting, just kind of seeing how things went. And then all of a sudden, just right behind me, Steven rips out a bugle.
Yep.
And they were gone.
Yeah.
So, I mean, sometimes, we've heard that saying where if you're sub 100 yards, you're gonna, if you let off a bugle, they're either gonna fight or flight, right?
Yep.
And I think that was the test of what you were trying to do there. But I also think, just in hindsight now, bugles are good for certain things.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think here, especially in some of the units we're hunting, bugles are as necessary. They're good for locating, I think, trying to maybe find where bulls might be. Right. They're reactive. But I think cow calls is definitely huge. So
my dog's snoring like a mofo right now. I was like, what is that noise?
Vibrating your feet?
Yes, I can hear it through my headphones.
The other call
that's not
was,
Jake farting. That's my dog snoring.
Or maybe. The other calling part was when the day before you harvested your hunt.
Do you hear
I heard that, yeah.
Dude, he snorts like a grown man.
Snorts louder than me, dude.
Yeah, it does.
The other part was the day before you got your elk, your bull, which you were pissed at me for that day.
Oh.
But we get in and we're, bulls bugling everywhere, all around us. And all of a sudden, Steven's a little bit further in front of me, like maybe another 20 yards, if that. Yeah. And I just see these three elk beelining it, like running. And I don't know if Steven saw it or what, but they were booking it. And so I was just like, he's going to miss this shot opportunity if I don't stop these elk right here. So I was like, I just whistle and and they just stop like that on a dime. And I'm looking at Steven like right there. And he's just like, dang it, and I was like, come on, the elk's right there, the bull's right there. It was a spike, it wasn't nothing big, but
well, on day 9, you're ready to kill.
Oh, day 9, a spike's fine, right?
And my first hunt ever for elk.
So I'm like, shoot this freaking bull, dude, he's right here. And then the bull just takes off, and we're like, what happened? He was like, dude, there was a tree right there, I couldn't shoot. And I was like, oh man. So I heard that from him for a while, but
yeah, you said I didn't talk to you the rest of the day very much.
No, you didn't talk to me at all that day, and I kind of let you just go. I didn't want to talk to you.
Oh man,
it was fun, but that that to me is kind of a memory or an insight that I would say will help change the hunt going into this.
For sure.
Of, trying to make sure, obviously, you've got shooting lane.
Yep.
Make sure if it's not my hunt, if I'm already tagged out, whatever. If you're shooting for the bull, or if Floke's shooting at this bull, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But being mindful of whoever's shooting, that they are the ones in charge of that, right?
I don't know. Now we're kind of competitive, so maybe I will send out a little whistle. Karma's a a B word.
The other thing going into this is,
especially if it's over 360.
The other thing going into this is, be prepared for the suck, dude.
Oh yeah,
because it's gonna happen.
Mm-hmm.
It's not all gonna be, glory.
Yep.
It's there's gonna be some suck, and that's kind of what I'm taking in with this, of the experiences that we've had now. of, dude, there's going to be some days that are going to be rough, brutal.
Yep.
You know, you're not going to hear some bulls for a couple days.
Mm-hmm.
They might go quiet, whatever. You're going to get crappy situations.
Yeah.
But be ready for that.
What are you going to do? Yeah.
Yeah.
You better be prepared for it. I'm going in with the mindset of like, I think I want to head into this hunt with the mindset of like, this hunt is going to suck. That way, like I've set the expectations in my mind that I'm going to grind it out. The bulls are going to be quiet and I'm going to really have to pound ground in order to make this happen, if at all.
Right.
And then that way, even if it is, day 4, they're fired up and we call one in and smoke it. Well, shoot, that was a lot easier than what I expected, And,
right.
I want to go in with a almost rock bottom mindset. That way I'm not demoralized in the middle of it. I'm not going in expecting it to be a high, octane hunt, even though it definitely has the potential to be. But I want to go in with a low expectation, and then that way I'm not demoralizing myself through it when that suck starts to happen and I'm grinding it out. I'm like, oh yeah, this is what I expected. I knew this would happen. Let's go.
Yeah. Yeah, because it's just going to deflate you down even more. Mm-hmm. You're going to come up with every little excuse.
Nope.
I can go home. Work's more important now, but blah, blah, blah. Any little reason to just give up and become a coward,
Yep.
More in a sense,
Sure.
It's going to test you. And that's truly one of the best parts about hunting, man.
Yep.
It tests your personality. It tests your character.
A wise man once told me, you a real hunter or what?
Well, that wise man's going to be on my side.
Hey, let's go. I'm also going to tell him I could get my Camry back in here.
You might be sleeping outside, though, buddy.
That's okay. I'll sleep in the hammock.
You might be sleeping in a hammock, buddy.
A hammock's pretty comfy.
We'll
dude.
be sleeping in a world-class RV. You'll be sleeping in a hammock.
That's all right.
Luke's cool. He'll come inside.
Yeah. No, whatever. I was gonna say I'll snuggle with Luke.
Oh man. But I mean, the significance though of just another elk camp. What is that to you? The significance of getting back out there, grinding out for another elk hunt.
Man, the significance of it's a lot. Honestly, it's like it's a very simple thing to say, like, oh, we're going to share elk camp together. But dude, that means so much more to me than I think. Like, there's a lot of definition behind just saying something like that. Hunting to me is very spiritual. Like, it's my time to decompress. It's my time to shake the weight of entrepreneurship and self-employment and all the heaviness that comes with that, being a sole provider for my family and stuff. I get to shake that off for, 10, 12, 14 days and like not worry
relieve
about
a little weight.
Yeah. That's where I decompress and kind of get my mind right. I get to share camp with my brothers and people that mean the world to me. And, that'll forever be part of my life. And then, God willing, we get to share that high together of standing over a big bull and that we've worked so hard to get and, take meat home to our families and talk about for ages to come and pretend like we're cool and have a podcast to talk about over it. And
think you're hot shit,
Yeah, exactly. Pretend that people want to listen to us. No, it just all that stuff that comes with it, man. That it means a lot for sure. People say elk camp and it kind of gets dropped in the middle of a sentence, but there should be paragraphs behind it that really define what elk camp truly is.
Yeah, I think couldn't have said it any better, man. Camaraderie with the family, with your friends, people that you consider brothers, people that you will do anything for,
Yeah.
Enduring a suck with somebody, truly finding out who people are, as people, as their patience, of what they can endure. There's a lot to it, man.
For sure.
The spiritual connection that you have with God out there in the country, with the animals.
What's that Luke Bryan song? See, I got my Sunday learning in a live oak church. Yeah, that's true, man. I love spending those mornings out there watching the sunrise. And for me and for my beliefs and my faith, I sit there and I look around and I'm just like, how do you not see creation and all this like intelligent design into everything? The way the ecosystem works, all the stuff is here for a purpose. You hear these elk bugling doing their thing, and you're like, I get to be a part of this and interact with the real world, not the concrete jungle that we pretend is real. You know, society. You know, this is the real world right here, and it's happening in front of us, and we get to partake in it. So that's dope.
This is what molded us in the beginning. You know,
Yep.
This is what created real men. You know, truly, this is what created real men.
100%.
But yeah, I mean, there's so many times I've said this before too. It's not about harvesting that animal. It's about just getting out there and just spending time in the field, in the woods, and whatever, in the desert, you know. But finding places that nobody else goes to, you know, some, you know, other hunters, whatever, and all that. But getting off the beaten path, you know, and just hiking somewhere, finding places that are just magical. Yeah, you know, I've got so many places in my mind where it's like, man, this is just. I can't believe I'm seeing this right now. You know? It's truly a blessing.
Well, like for me, I was telling somebody the other day when I was on a hike with a buddy, I was like, dude, there's this spot that I go to, and it's honestly, you're standing there and you're like, I'm in Arizona. You're like, it looks like the Pacific Northwest. Like the entire floor is covered in ferns and moss. It's mostly aspens. Like there's really not very many pines. It's a canopy, so it's very dark underneath there, and you just have this like opening that's like another world, and you're like, where am I? This is Arizona, really? And it's just a special place, and it's so peaceful and it's so quiet. And I was like, you and I have been there.
I was gonna say, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, the only other person that's been there is Devin and my wife.
Well, Pops has been there.
Yeah,
he's the one that's told me about it.
Okay.
You know?
And so like other than that, like very few people have shared that place with me. And it's just, you go there and you're like, it literally just stops you in your tracks. You're like, holy cow.
It's truly amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, the whole floor is covered. Covered.
Yeah.
Got fallen over aspens, you know, everything like that. I mean, I remember walking out to the ledge, and just that was one of the spots where I could truly, if I was to get cremated, that would be the spot.
Yeah, spread my ashes there.
I mean, that truly is one of the most beautiful scenes I've seen in Arizona.
Yep.
So.
Yep.
And you wouldn't be able to see that if you don't get out and go hunting.
Right.
You know, or if you don't get this elk tag or whatever. I mean, anything.
I doubt there's very many general population going out there for any reason, really, because there's no trails. There's no reason to be palling around in that area.
Nope.
So, yeah.
No, I'm truly looking forward to another just epic trip again. And
yes, sir.
Looking to whip your ass in this elk hunt, you know?
Good luck. We'll see. Don't make me shoot your bull again.
If you do, at least get a better shot.
Yeah, I'm sorry, dude. I felt bad about that shot. That was rough.
That was funny. I know we've talked about a little bit of scouting.
Yep.
And we've already kind of pretty much exhausted it. But to be honest,
I do want to go shed hunting.
To be honest, we kind of knew that area a little bit, right?
Yeah.
But it wasn't till the year before I went there with another guy, another friend, actually a family friend, that Jack.
Okay.
But he was like, oh, let's go down some other roads. And we kind of just like explored, right? Yep. And this was during like an OTC August deer trip. And I was kind of like, oh yeah, this is where we've kind of hunted before and stuff like that. And so he was like, well, there's this other road. Let's go up this, you know, and just started exploring more and more. And that's how I found that back way to get into where we ended up truly actually hunting for Jimmy's hunt and all that.
Yep.
So yes, I mean, we know a lot, but I still think there's always more that you could end up learning and finding.
It's funny how the smallest little, like, you'll drive most of the roads in an area, you know, for say while you're scouting or whatever, but you can find the smallest little inlet and it'll take you to this whole other world where it's like the elk will just hide in there for a while and you're like, holy crap, like I should have been here all along. That's how Jimmy's hunt was.
Dude, yeah. So like one of the spots I really, really want to get into is, remember when we turned that Nissan into a pre-runner?
Is that where my oil pan got replaced?
No,
Not that
that
one?
wasn't that.
Okay.
That wasn't because of that. But,
Okay.
but that area, remember, we ended up trying to go back in around later that afternoon. That's when we ended up hitting the whoop
Are you
in.
talking about the water hole that we passed that we said looked undisturbed? And
Yeah.
So
So that, and then
we played with the bull there for a while too.
played with a bull up there. Yeah. All that area.
That was like a
looks
shelf.
beautiful.
Yeah.
So elk country and a little bear country in there. But
for
we've
sure.
never tapped into that. We never looked into that. And that's
And
literally
it was right there all along.
right there.
Yeah.
You know, in between, kind of sandwiched in between the spots where we've been hunting.
Mm-hmm.
So that's just a whole nother opportunity to try and tap into.
Yeah,
And we know there's elk in there.
for sure.
So, I mean, that's another game plan to have in the playbook.
I'm not much of a sitter, but like from the lack of traffic that we saw in that area, I would sit that water hole in a heartbeat. I feel like that'd be a good spot.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I mean, like I said, right now is we've been very confident in some spots we've had, but there's always benefits to try and just go on another spot. You know, same unit, everything, maybe just another 10 miles away.
Well, I mean, if you really can take the full time off from your job, if you have the PTO to burn, or if you're self-employed and you've got 14 days to hunt, like why not burn a couple days learning some new spots and just if what you're doing isn't working and you're not getting action, throw a couple at checking out a new area, because it's obviously not. What's the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over with expecting a different result. Well,
Yeah.
you got to try something different. Yeah, because it's not working. So
It ain't working.
go somewhere else.
I get, sticking in and, playing it out, but sometimes truly elk hunting's not that way.
Yeah.
If they're not bugling or if you're not hearing them or what, then move. Go somewhere else.
You should at least be able to get a location bugle early in the morning.
Yeah.
Even if they're not playing, coming in on a string or anything, they should at least be like, you throw one out and they're like, hey, I'm over here. And at least get one, you would think,
Right,
and if
right.
you're not hearing it, well, try somewhere else.
Or if you're not hearing nothing, and I know I've said this before, we kind of did it once before, but go out at night and let out some bugles.
Yeah.
And try and find where they are roughly.
Yeah, because remember, they would bugle a lot after dark too.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, the sun.
Oh, yeah.
The sun was just barely down, but it was down. 7:00, I think, or something, and they'd be ripping off still. You'd find out where they're at and be like, all right, we'll come back here in the morning and try it out.
Yeah, I mean, the other importance of scouting is truly to obviously find out where they are, right? But to know their habits, right?
Yeah.
Because elk, to me, are kind of like cattle in a sense of pattern.
Mm-hmm.
And when they're bugling and rutting, they go and chase cows and stuff like this. Right. But for the most part, they usually like to return and do the same sort of a routine. They have a routine, right?
Yep.
So trying to find that routine that they do, usually there's a hilltop they'll like to go and bed up on, or there's a battleground that they like to go and fight at, you know? So trying to get in some sort of a vicinity where those elk are. Now, if you've got one satellite that got his butt whooped, he might get kicked out and start trying to go a different route. But trying to find, somewhat of a pattern that they're in is very key, especially in late season.
And I think making some last minute mental notes too. So you've done your scouting, you have an idea of where you're going, but what is your plan? Expect pressure, 100%. Expect other human interaction to happen. So the first 2 to 3 days of your hunt is going to also be kind of figuring out where other hunters are as well. Like you might have a spot in mind, but there might be 6 other dudes that have that spot in mind too. So what are you going to do now? Are you going to stick that out with 6 other people? No, probably not.
Yeah.
I'm going to go somewhere else. So what's my backup plan to figure out where the least amount of pressure is that I can hammer?
Yeah.
And because we had some spots in mind and there's people everywhere. Like
Opening day.
Yeah.
Opening day. We were up early. We were there first before anybody else.
Some dude came walking right through our setup.
Some dude walked right into us. Yeah.
Yep.
So, I mean, even then, that still goes to show if you're there before anybody else, people are still going to walk in. We had somebody come in right at prime time.
Yeah.
When we were sitting in the tank.
Yep.
and literally drive right up into a tank
With his truck.
And
Moron.
I waved my bow, waved at him,
Yeah.
and then he's, oh, sorry.
Oh, my bad.
Oh, my bad. I'll let
My
you guys
bad.
go. And then just like yells it, and then takes off. It's like, what? Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
So, I mean, like you said, expect other people, man. I mean, but that's with being said, have other options.
Yeah. Expect pressure, animal and human,
Yeah. Ooh. I like this keynote. Share insights on how each amigo contributes to the scouting processes and their roles in planning the hunt.
Well, boy, I don't know.
Well, I don't know. I definitely want to try and go and check out that area, like I was just telling you, where we were at with Jimmy's hunt.
Mm-hmm.
I want to try and just spend a little bit of time in there. The main thing I want to do is spend time where other than where we know they are.
Yeah.
That's my biggest thing, because we already know that area. I already know what's going to happen there for the most part.
Yep.
I want to go and spend time somewhere else that I'm not sure about.
Yeah, I'm down to. I always like to hit a new spot.
Yeah.
I'm down for that. I like to hit it fresh and be like, all right, how good of a hunter are you? Can you come to this spot you've never been really before
Right.
and turn something up?
Turn something up.
Let's try it.
Yeah.
Let's go.
No, I think that'll be fun. Loke, I don't know, bring some food.
I kind of thought he was going to bring crayons.
Oh, man.
As a brain joke. Oh, wait. I guess we need to bring some crayons for him.
Yeah, you bring the pho and the rice. We'll bring the crayons.
Rah!
But Locke,
Locke's a Marine. Thank you for your service, buddy. Appreciate you.
truly, thank you.
Yeah.
But if you guys don't know this, Locke, he owns a pho restaurant.
Mm-hmm.
Pho and Boba.
Be Happy Boba and Tea. And was it
75th Avenue and
Thunderbird? Yeah.
Yep. On the north west corner.
Mm-hmm.
So
make sure you hit him up. Go get some good Vietnamese, like authentic Vietnamese food. My wife and I are big like pho people, and we like going around. We've tried all different kinds, and his by far is the best. Now, if you really know him very well, he'll make some with wild game for you. But yeah, not at his restaurant. I just got to know him on the down low.
yeah.
But no, his restaurant is bomb, and so go support him. Go support a veteran,
A fellow hunter, small business,
Yep.
all the above.
Yeah, I would say for me, the dishes that shine. I love crab ragoons, and his are
do
bomb.
too.
He makes them fresh daily.
Excuse me.
His the pho special, because those Vietnamese meatballs, dude, bomb. And then that chicken crunchy fried rice, man. That
Yeah, that's your favorite. I was waiting for you to say that.
chicken crunchy fried rice. I'm gonna ask him to cater a tray of that for the elk hunt.
For food between that, the platter of Cane's chicken, that was so good. Jimmy, Cindy, I think, bought it, but
Yeah.
Jimmy brought a whole platter of Cane's, Cane's chicken.
Cane's chicken with the sauce.
With cane sauce and everything, and brought this thing to elk camp.
We were pretty much
so
drinking the
good.
cane sauce
So that,
and a bottle of Old Elk 4 grain.
yeah.
Yeah, remember we drank that real quick.
Oh, yeah.
There's always bourbon and cigars involved.
That, and then your wife's chicken jalapeno rice.
Yeah.
Bomb.
Yep. All those will be present at said elk camp.
I'll have to figure out something then now. I got to bring something. I'll just bring my beautiful self.
I just bring a bottle of bourbon, man.
Yeah, I guess I
That
can
Old Elk 4 grain.
bring a bottle of bourbon and some cigars. Yeah.
Pops won't argue. He likes his
No.
cigars and whiskey.
But it's gonna be fun.
Okay.
In going into it, we've got some different setups. So we've got some different, gear, maybe a little bit of different tactics that we might be doing. I know previously when we were doing our elk hunt in 2019, it was kind of a
Shit show.
yeah. I mean, you can say that. Yeah.
No, I would say we were very call heavy.
Yes.
We're new, right?
Yes.
And we went into the idea that this was an elk tag, and so we should be calling left and right during the rut. I'm sorry,
see too many videos.
An elk tag. Of course, it's an elk tag. A rut tag. And so yeah, we were watching, the linguists and all these, Jacobson brothers
Right.
and just bugling, and so we went in call heavy. And the unit that we're in is not call heavy. Like you will definitely be calling, but I'd say it's a happy medium. A 50-50. And it's, if you think you should be calling 8 times in a heavy call situation, you'd probably be calling 3 to 4 times in this unit.
Yeah.
And so we went in probably doing that as a mistake. And I think this time around will definitely be more cow call. Throw out a location bugle. Yep,
Here and
he's over there.
Yeah.
Slowly cow call as we creep in.
Yep.
And so
And that seemed to have worked pretty good for us when we were just hunting last year.
yes, sir.
But as far as calls, what are you thinking of? Anything new? What kind of calls are you gonna end up running?
Well, I'm going to use this bugle tube right here. This baby. Shout out to Mark Carlton. Man, through all of this that we've been doing the podcast and stuff, I've had the blessing of meeting some really genuine people. You and I got to meet Wayne Carlton at the elk seminar.
Yeah. We both got to meet Steve Chappell too as well.
Yeah, several times.
Yeah. Stand-up guy.
Bumping into him at the gun range, being like, holy crap, I think that's Steve Chappell next to us. And looked over like, oh, yep, that's him. And he just gives you all the time in his day, man. Just wants to talk. And yeah, how are you? Good Christian guy too, man. Just good man of faith, stand-up dude. But yeah, so I made good friends with the Carltons. His son, Mark Carlton, has done all of our, if you've seen the custom bow hunting AZ elk calls, I've got a handful left that we'll probably use for this hunt.
Yep.
But he sent me their new bugle tube, which sounds freaking nasty. And I can't wait to throw a bugle out with this. And then his new cow calls too. So they redid their frame. I'll be honest, because I always give you my honest opinion. Their first calls were a little too wide.
They were wide.
Yeah. And you could shave them down and stuff, but he came out with this new V3 platform, which is awesome. And
I'm going to tell you right off the bat, too, the material that it looks like right there is a lot better than what was previously.
More of a medical tape. This time around.
Yes. It feels like it sticks in your mouth a little bit better.
Yeah.
Where previously the other one was very slick and just didn't have that great of a feel.
So the new one's a lot better. You throw a couple cow calls out here.
Oh shoot. We're gonna get a listen right now.
We'll throw out a bugle.
Uh-oh. Rate this.
So yeah, I don't know.
Good enough for the girls I go out with.
Hey. I think the tones that first came out of this, I've used probably 5 or 6 different tubes now, and I've gotten an idea after gumming out a couple elk seasons of what sounds like a real elk and what doesn't.
Right.
And I'm not saying that I'm an expert by any means, but I can just be like, yeah, that sounds like an elk, or I'll hear like, oh, that's a hunter over there. You could just tell. And sometimes you're fooled and you're like, damn, that was a hunter and that sounded like an elk,
Right.
And vice versa.
To me, that almost reminds me of the Rogue bugling bull that
I could see that.
who was that the Rocky Mountain.
Yeah. Keep talking. I'm going to close the door because my wife's coming.
But yeah, I know Steve Chappell did a version of it. But it looks pretty similar in that sense. And so I wonder if somewhat kind of the same characteristics, but it's not overly huge. It's not like a huge tube.
Yeah, some tubes are absolutely massive, and you're like trying to carry this big thing around. And sorry, my wife and somebody just came over. And you're lugging a big thing around. This, I would say, is probably about half the size of some of the stuff that we've had.
Right.
Also, a big thing for me is
I do like that mouth.
Yeah. Native by Carlton has a really good mouthpiece that is very easy. So on that elk call that I did a lip ball, which is that that you hear at the end. I just spit it. But yeah, it's that sound that you hear at the end.
Right.
That's very raspy. This mouthpiece makes that very, very easy to do. And
Okay.
so it's really nice to have the ability as an amateur caller to be able to throw out what I would say is an advanced technique
Right.
with fairly, easily.
Yeah.
Just because, it just adds another level of calling a bull. You don't want to sound the same every single time. You want to switch it up and sound like different, because elk don't sound the same every time either.
Yeah.
They don't throw out a repetitive tone every single time.
The other thing, the bonus I think about going with that little bit of a smaller tube is, I don't know, maybe this is my own opinion, but I think if you go with a bigger tube, it does make it a lot more of like a deeper, more aggressive, bigger bull. And maybe that just might be the tones or however you're approaching that call.
Sure.
But I don't want to sound like I'm the biggest, baddest bull ever out there, right? In my mind. Because I don't want to scare off another opportunity with possibly a satellite bull. Because at the end of the day, my goal is to harvest a bull, whether it's a satellite, whether it's a trophy. Yes, you want to get like the cream of the crop, but I also want to be successful.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so if I think that's a hindrance in the success of it, then I'm going to scare off another bull, then I don't want to do that.
I think that was a mistake in our first time around, is like I was coming out swinging as like a 400-inch bull, and that doesn't work good. If your expectations are like, I want a 5x5 or bigger, like you can't go in bugling as the biggest, baddest thing to
Bull
walk.
ever, yeah.
You don't want to be that T-Rex off Jurassic Park that scares everything off. Like that's terrible.
Right.
You want to bugle very light, and you want the bull that is, the kingpin of the woods to be like,
to be confident enough. Yeah.
Who's this little twerp over here thinking he's somebody to challenge me?
Exactly.
That's more what you want to do. Yeah.
That's my mindset of that. Yeah.
Yep.
So
I
don't know.
You want to piss him off, not terrify him.
Exactly. Yeah. Or I just want to sound like a hot mama.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Hey.
Hey. Looking for a little bit of that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I got that sugar over here. You know what I'm saying?
I remember that when we were hunting with Jimmy. You're like, man, I got that stuff he wants. You know what I mean? That sounded like a hot mama.
I got that good.
Yeah. It was funny.
Yeah.
But yeah, make him come in on the rope. You know what I mean?
Yep.
On a little string.
Yep.
Start pulling them in, baby.
Yeah.
But some other improvements we've had is, dude, when we hunted in 2019, I know you said this before, but we were hunting in like mixed match camo and clothes and things that, were what a normal somebody starting out in hunting would be wearing, right?
For sure. Yeah.
I think I loaned you my Sitka pack.
Yep.
And then I was rocking that Kuiu pack.
Yep.
And they're both great packs. Some are obviously we've did some gear review before, and some packs have some better advantages than others.
Oh yeah.
But I think we've developed and grown in that category as well, with finding what fits better and what works better, and especially with this hunt coming up.
For sure.
Like the camo. I think the camo that we've got now with scree that we're using is phenomenal in the area that we're going to be hunting. Very lush, very, very green, very broken. Got a lot of the grays, browns, all the neutrals in it, so it'll be very good. The packs that we've ended up developing into with the Stone Glacier.
Yeah.
It's all just game changer, man.
Yep.
From what we've came from, elevation, baby.
Well, that's like, I've worn all the packs that we still have all the packs. That's what's cool. Like my dad used your Sitka pack to pack an elk out, and
my dad's gonna use the Kuiu pack probably. So we're all still gonna have that stuff.
We're still gonna use it. But I can tell you a night and day difference between packing out with the Sitka pack and packing out with the Stone Glacier pack. Like it's just better. And so it's like, as we've evolved and grown, it's cool to see these levels that we've kind of overflowed into the next one, and everything's still functional. It still all works by all means, but there's a difference. I can tell you for sure, I can go and buy some Walmart camo and kill something, but I'm a hell of a lot more comfortable wearing scree gear, having a very layered, intentional system, a very intentional set of camo.
A very breathable, very lightweight, still very warm.
With intentional pockets and vents and things. Like you open those pant vents. And
dumps out some heat.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, I mean, the other thing is, you know, you're waiting 6+ years to get drawn for an elk tag.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want your gear to be what's hindering you too.
Yes.
You know? So, I mean, yes, you can go and hunt in a mossy oak t-shirt from Walmart. That's just a cotton t-shirt, whatever.
Absolutely.
Or you can go wear some jean pants that are camoed out that are, you know, super heavy and bulky and whatever.
Yep.
But you can also go out and hunt with some nice quality stuff that you can get from Sportsman's and whatever.
Yep.
To help make it more comfortable and enduring.
Yeah.
You know, that you're not going to end up feeling like, oh, man, you know, sweating my freaking butt off here or whatever.
I would say it's basically like eliminating roadblocks. Like upgrading your gear is eliminating roadblocks that you could potentially run into. And so it's like, it's an investment, of course. But you're along the way, it's like, okay, well, these are roadblocks I want to eliminate. I want to make my pack out easier. I want to make my comfortability higher.
Yep.
You know, I want to make less weight for me to carry around. So I'm going to buy an ultralight rifle or whatever, or I'm going to buy this for my bow to make this easier. Like, that's the point of it all.
Yeah. To help you stay out there longer, further, and more comfortable at the end of the day.
At the end of the day, all of it increases your ability to potentially harvest at the end of it. That's everything.
Yep.
That's the scent eliminator argument, right? People are like, oh, really? That doesn't work. Well, okay. But, you know, they're like, oh, it gives you a 1% extra chance. Well, cool. I'll take that 1%. So what? I'll spray some shit on me. Like, yeah. You and your deer, your
my elk piss and all that, elk urine.
Yep.
Yeah. Hey, I'll use it, man.
If it adds 1%, cool, man.
Dude,
go for
it. I use it.
So
the little elk wafers, the elk urine, all that stuff, man.
I remember those.
I love it.
Yep.
It's funny, but it works, man. Or in my mind, it helps. You know, it'll help mask a scent that after you've been hiking around and sweating and making all this nasty musk and all that. Spray a little bit of elk urine, you know.
Yeah, or some scent assassins, what we used to use, or
you know,
what's the other one, nose jammer or something or whatever.
Yeah, whatever, any sort of a scent blocker. But my biggest thing I remember, and I'm looking forward to this now, but I remember coming back to the trailer after hiking 10 miles a day, and I had blisters on my feet, everything, and I was like, I was wearing these like $40 boots from I think it was. I don't know if it was Ross or whatever, but it was like $40 Under Armour boots.
The Under Armour. Like, yeah, you had the Under Armour, yep.
I was like, oh my gosh, dude. And there was no insoles, nothing. It just sucked, dude. And I remember we even put tape on my heel because it was blistering up and everything. It just sucked, dude.
Yeah.
And we've grown from that, you know. I mean, I remember you had some other boots that you ended up having some issues with. You found the Hoffmans to be working pretty well with you now.
I had the Solomons, I think.
You had the Solomons before that. But now it's, to me, even with, I mean, I know you've had truly good luck with those Hoffmans.
Yep.
To me, it's still always had a little bit of a tight toe box.
Sure.
So I ended up going to Crispy's, and for me, it's game changer.
Heck
so,
yeah.
So both brands are phenomenal.
Oh, yeah.
And same with other companies too as well. I mean, it's I'm not here to tell you one thing's the ultimate cream of the crop.
Yeah.
That's the one thing about us is we're going to give you some feedback, you know?
For sure. I would say be wary of people that tell you this one brand dominates all the others. Well, it's like, well, that's subjective because every hunter is different. Like everybody's body type is different. You know, my feet might be able to endure a lot more than yours can, you know, or whatever, you know, it just depends.
Or
so
the shape or whatever.
Yeah. This is the one the end all be all. Like,
no, he's full of crap.
Yeah, that person's, in my opinion.
Try stuff for yourself and make sure you know what you're getting in and you're comfortable with it, you know?
Yep.
But yeah, I'm looking forward to for the gear changes that we've had throughout the years, being able to put that to test.
Somebody bought a new bow recently.
I'm looking forward.
We were unanimously Team Matthews.
No, you were PSC when we went elk hunting.
That's true. And then I smartened up and Went Team Matthews.
And I was Matthews, man.
Splash of that.
But dude, I don't know. It's something about that Bowtech, man. It's
The slow tech?
it's so comfortable. It's so comfortable. And that's, to me, just having the confidence of being able to draw back smoothly, being comfortable again. Once it's said, like we were just talking about it.
Yeah. Well, like, admittedly, I love my Matthews in every realm except the pocket. I wish it had a deeper pocket and more of a hill that it like sat into that pocket. That's the one thing that I loved about PSE. They had a big
valley,
big hill, and it would sit into that valley real nice. And it was like almost like you had to push the bow forward to let it fire.
That bow forward, yeah.
Whereas Matthews, it wants to go. Like at the smallest inkling of any movement, like it's going to snap forward. And I would say that if Matthews could add a little bit of a deeper valley where it sat into it, man, I feel like they'd.
Have you shot the lift yet or no?
No, I want to.
So I wonder if maybe they might have, because I know they changed a little bit of the draw cycle in the cam. So
I don't have the money for that right now. So I'm afraid if I go shoot it, I'm going to do something stupid. Better me for just to not touch it. Because I know everyone that has shot it has bought it. So I'm like, I'm going to stay away from that for a while. We'll use what I got.
As far as other gear, are you thinking of going with hybrid or single blade, or
I'm going to shoot those evolutions.
you're gonna shoot those hybrids? Yeah,
Evolution or die, man.
Evolution or die.
I'm
Dang,
riding.
dude.
I'm riding it right now.
He's riding that.
I
man.
love those things. Yeah. Well, it's cool.
They're awesome. They are.
They're an
killer.
Arizona company, so got me there.
Yep.
I'm all about local. Obviously, we got Marsupial, Arizona Archery Club for our bows and all that archery equipment and everything. So, man, I'm all about anything local like that. I like, one, how they're mechanicals. I like the way they work. I like the way they lock. The second biggest thing I'd say that I also like about them is that you get a practice tip with them, and I can actually practice. Like, I really, honestly, other than like a 3D shoot, don't see a reason to run a field tip anymore. I bought a bunch of practice tips, and that's all I'm shooting with. Like, if
I remember you did that, when we were in Texas.
If I'm shooting to hunt, why would I take that practice tip off? That just shoot with it consistently and, dial into that. That way, all I got to do is put the real thing on, and I'm ready to go, and I don't have nothing to worry about.
Yeah, as long as you have a target that's going to be able to stand up with that, then I agree with that.
So when you buy a pack of them, they give you this practice tip, and this practice tip is pretty much the same thing as your mechanical that you're going to use.
Yeah.
And so you can just run that practice tip as many times as you want and be good to go. And just put the real thing on when you're ready to hunt.
They're killer looking design too. I love that they do have a single bevel cut on contact blade in the front, and then behind that they've got these gnarly looking sweeping blades that come back. And
I would say the front is like a fixed blade.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
But I would say the back is, they might not like this, but a rage kind of.
Yeah, but swept.
And yeah, but swept. Yeah, it sweeps back. But it's the same concept of like two very thin blades that sweep out in a mechanical open, same as a kind of that. I'm sure somebody else did it first, but Rage is the one that's known for it. But I like the broadhead, man. They're freaking sweet.
They're sick looking too.
Shot my mule deer with it, and it worked like a charm.
Yeah, they fly great. I mean, can't say nothing bad about them. So
they do fly good. I haven't heard an overly amount of like noise. Some broadheads are super noisy. You just hear that when it's flying. I haven't heard that.
I can't say I've been in front of a broadhead when shooting.
Yeah,
so I can't say
that's
that.
fair. But sometimes you can just hear it.
You can hear it when they're flying down. Yeah,
it sounded weird. I don't hear that with these. So
yeah,
I dig.
Well,
make sure you follow Evolution Outdoors.
I mean, between all that, the new gear that we've got, the experience that we've had from the prior hunts, the camaraderie we're gonna end up enjoying.
Heck yeah.
With your friends, your brothers, little friendly competition we're gonna have, the great food, memories, experience in the outdoors, everything all combined into one is just going to create such a awesome experience for everybody to have, and have my dad there, some other friends that might end up joining with you.
Mm-hmm.
It's just gonna cultivate for a truly once in a lifetime hunt again.
You know what I'm most excited for? Like the number one thing I can't wait. Can you
Loaded
guess?
tots.
Nope.
Oh,
Well,
I know
hey,
what this. I
that's
know
a close second.
I know what this is.
What is it?
The Snickers ice cream bar.
Yeah, some Snickers ice cream bars, dude. If I see a Snickers ice cream bar anywhere, first thing pops into my head is elk camp.
Yeah.
Oh man, I can't wait. And maybe a flask.
Yeah. Oh man. Well, thank you guys for listening again. Thank you guys truly for listening and enduring our conversations with upcoming hunt that we have this year for our elk hunt. Me, Locke, and Steven here. It's gonna be awesome. It really is gonna be. We're gonna have a great time. We got some more to talk about.
Yep.
So yeah, stay tuned, and we've got another episode coming up. We're gonna talk about some possibly friendly wagers that we got, some expectations that we've got for this, and just some more topics. So
Heck yeah.
yeah.
Stay tuned, guys. We'll see you in the next episode. Thank you so much for listening to the Bowhunting AZ podcast. Please be sure to subscribe to the podcast and smash those 5 stars on iTunes or Spotify and leave a little review at the bottom. It'll really help us out. For our short films, go subscribe over on YouTube. Just search Bowhunting AZ. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram and Facebook at Bowhunting AZ. Good luck to everyone this season. Thank you again for listening. We'll catch you in the next episode.